Let's finish up lesson 2.2 with a harder and more complete problem involving multiplications and divisions with variables. Let's look at this one. 3x to the power of 5 times 8x to the power of 6 divided by 12x to the power of 9 times 4x to the power of 4. Let's start with the coefficients. It is always easier to start with the coefficients because we just have to put them at the same position where they are. 3 times 8 in the numerator, 12 times 4 in the denominator. Now let's focus on the variable. All of these terms are being multiplied by the same variable, x. Even though they have different powers, they all have the same variable x. So we can copy them and merge them into just one x. And now finally, let's focus on the exponents. When we have too many exponents in the numerator and in the denominator, it is easier if we treat them separately. For example, let's do the numerators first. The exponents in the numerator are positive, so the 5 and the 6, we're going to write them as an addition, 5 plus 6. Now let's focus on the exponents on the denominator, and these exponents are negative. So the 9 and the 4, we're going to put them as a subtraction. And with this, we take care of the exponents. Now that we have the expression everything is in the position, okay? We put the coefficients with the coefficients, the variables with the variables, the exponents with the exponents. Let's simplify this problem. Starting with the coefficients. The coefficients are easier because it's just multiplications and divisions. In this case, we have 3 times 8, which is 24, divided by 12 times 4, which is 48. So we have the fraction of 24 divided by 48 as a coefficient. But let's not forget that we always have to simplify our fractions. We can review lesson 1.6 from Basic Algebra course and how to simplify fractions. But we always have to simplify fractions. So this 24 and this 48, we can divide them both by 24, and we're left with 1 over 2. So the simplified coefficient is 1 over 2. Now that we took care of the coefficients, we can take care of the exponents. We have 5 plus 6 minus 9 minus 4. It's kind of a long addition and subtraction, so let's do it separately down here. And let's take care of groups. Let's first do the positives. 5 plus 6, this is 11. And now let's take care of the negatives. Minus 9 minus 4. Remember, rules of signs. If they are both negative, we add them. So 9 plus 4 is 13. And we keep the negative sign. So this is negative 13. Now we have 11 minus 13. And 11 minus 13 is equal to negative 2. Because the 13 is a bigger number and it's negative. That's why the answer is negative 2. And since we now have an exponent, well, we know that the base is going to be x. That part is not changing. And all we got to do is take that new exponent out of the additions and subtraction and put it into the x. So the answer to this problem is 1/2 x to the power of negative 2. But we can keep simplifying this expression because, well, let's clean it up a little bit. And let's remember lesson 2.6 from the Basic Algebra course, that negative exponents just means we need to take the reciprocal. So this x to the power of negative 2, to eliminate that negative exponent, we generally don't like negative exponents. We're just going to turn it into a reciprocal. So x to the negative 2 is 1 over x to the power of 2. And we can still simplify because we have two fractions right there multiplying each other. And we learned how to do multiplication of fractions in lesson 1.2 of Basic Algebra. We just multiply horizontally, so 1 times 1 in the numerator and 2 times x squared in the denominator, leaving us with 1 over 2x squared, and this is the final answer. So 3x to the power of 5 times 8x to the power of 6 divided by 12x to the power of 9 times 4x to the power of 4 can be simplified by following all the rules we have learned so far in Basic Algebra and Algebra 1 course into 1 over 2 times x to the power of 2.